You work your ground up and it's super light and fluffy, and you just think you got it 2 1/4 inches deep. You got to walk on the row behind the planter and then dig up to see that you're 2 1/4. With that fluffy soil, you might be 3 1/4. Well, that's way too deep. No, but once you step on it, that's a 1-inch rain. That takes the air out. Now you're at your true planting depth.
So talk about what you're doing, Mike, and go ahead.
Well, all I'm doing here is I'm just randomly picking out a plant. Doesn't matter, they're pretty much all consistent here. I just want to kind of dig up the root system to see exactly what it's doing. See how happy the plant is underneath. The ground's breaking up pretty decent.
Oh, it is.
I mean, that's still... Jeez. And it crumbles.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's so cool.
People look at me like I'm nuts when I smell the soil. You can tell the difference between live soil and dead soil.
Yeah, because of the humus in there.
Yep.
You darn right. That's everything.
I thought I saw him stick his tongue in it.
Hope you didn't get that on video.
Tell me what you see.
Well, what I like to see is how the roots are going down. They're happy. They're white, and all these fine hair roots. Because all the fine hair roots, you're gonna find that's how the plant is soaking up its micronutrients, its nutrients, and that's what's feeding the plant so that it fulfills its obligation of putting the ear on. Because that's what we grow corn for, is to put an ear or two on. You don't happen to have a knife on you, do you?
Gee, you want me to cut it open for you too?
I'll do that part. I'll do that.
I like to give Mike static, if you haven't noticed.
It's good stuff. It's all going on the blooper reel.
I have a feeling that thing's going to be full.
Alright, tell me what you're doing here.
I just split the stalk open, and what I'm looking for when I split the stalk is each one of these nodules. I cut that one off. But here you can see that's a growing stage. Each one of these is actually a filtration system, because what this plant is trying to do is it's blocking out all the toxins in the plant so that it doesn't affect the ear. Okay, that's crucial, because if the plant didn't do that, you're not going to have much of an ear, period. A little bit of browning at the very tip, but the thing is, it's not enough to affect it, because as you can see, the next nodule up, it's sent out roots, and that's feeding the plant. It's not even concerned about sending these out as taproot. Taproots to keep feeding the plant. Everybody says, well, taproots are a good thing, you need them for brace roots. No, if you split the stalk open, I guarantee you dollars to donuts, they're going to be brown like this under each nodule. And when they're brown like that, these can't feed anymore, so therefore it sends out roots from the next nodule they'll send it all the way up to here if these filters keep getting blocked. That's a huge thing to keep in mind. Might have just a little bit, that's probably where it got into the salt from the 32%, but that's about par for course, so that's normal. You got a nice white stock going on here. Thing is, I don't care what time of year it is, this thing has no reason to lie. I can tell you whether or not you planted it at the correct depth.
Uh-oh.
I don't care if it's a dead of winter. If I can pull up a root system like this, there it is. Okay. There's where this plant originated. Here's your kernel. Okay? So from there to the tip, you add 3/4 of an inch. Wow, you add 3/4 of an inch, guess what? That was the soil line. There is your true planting depth. And even in the dead of winter, if I can pull up a plant, it'll be seriously within 1/8 of an inch. There's not that much shrinkage after the plant's gone, because this thing will always tell the truth where it was planted.
Now, do you have you had issues in the past with a grower who you've gone pulled this up and said, "Hey, wait a second," right?
Too many. The thing is, not even on the Earth Soils program, it is extremely crucial to get your seeds down there to 2 1/4. And I'm not talking. And if you work your ground up and it's super light and fluffy, and you just think you got it 2 1/4 inches deep, you got to walk on the row behind the planter, and then dig up to see that you're 2 1/4, 2 1/4. With that fluffy soil, you might be 3 1/4. Well, that's way too deep. No, but once you step on it, that's a 1-inch rain. That takes the air out. Now you're at your true planting depth. So yeah, planting depth plays a huge role. And Ed's been very, very adamant about getting her down there at 2 1/4.
Excellent.
Because every field's different, isn't it, Ed?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And
Takes 5 minutes to get out of the tractor and check.
Up this year with as cold as it was, and on Earth Soils, I have no doubt that, I mean, I can plant that stuff. I think I could plant it in March, it would come up.
Why put the plants through the stress? So
I'm just saying.
I know.
I'm just saying that, I mean, I had a lot of cold weather and stuff this spring, and I'm sorry. If my corn can come up through that, I'm saying it can come up through a lot.
Okay, Joshua, if you can see this, right here is where the seed was, okay?
Yep.
And the markings on this knife, that tip would have came up to here, and 2 1/4 would have put it right above that feeder right there. So Ed is right on, spot on, exactly where he needs to be.
It's all the Busch Light I drank.
There's that blooper reel.